Hi, I'm Tio.
Hello, I'm Jimmy.
And today we're talking about peer pressure.
Am I? I don't know weirdo.
So, what is peer pressure? Well, first of all, your peers are people around you, people your own age, and the pressure comes in when you feel like you have to do something to fit in or just because other people are doing it.
It's not easy to always rationalise what's going on when you're in the moment. Sometimes it can take the guise of love, like, you don't love me if you don't do this thing. So you then feel like it's not a case of you just annoying your friends, you're actually letting someone down. Often it is just about not wanting to draw attention to yourself by saying no to something that everyone else is doing. It's not always somebody like pointing at you, you must smoke a cigarette. It's not always like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just that everyone else is smoking and you feel like you should do it. When it's in that kind of form, really the root of it is social anxiety and not feeling comfortable. Certainly going along with your friends won't help though.
Sometimes your friends might not even realise they're doing it. You love your friends, but you just don't want to do the one thing that they're all up for doing.
But also, I don't think it's as black and white as that. Sometimes you're in a situation where you've not really had a chance to think about whether you want a cigarette or not, or whether you want to drink a Bacardi Breezer or whatever it is. I think easily led is kind of a cliched thing to say, but that's quite a good way to put it.
You often do something and later on feel very guilty about it because you knew you didn't want to, but everyone's exposed to peer pressure. You can't really blame yourself for that.
And that's a really good point, actually. Often you'll only recognise you're being peer pressured after the act.
One of the main reasons a lot of young people give in to peer pressure is probably because they feel like they'll be left out.
That doesn't go away when you get older. I still get FOMO now.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying no to your friends. All that will do is make you seem as though you're confident, you're self-assured, you're aware of the person that you want to be, and I think those are all really positive traits. If all your friends are drinking, you don't have to drink to still hang out with them. Most good friends would probably understand if you say, no, I don't want to do that thing. If you're confident and you explain it.
Friends are meant to understand the decisions you make and support you, even if they're making different choices themselves.
If you feel like you're having to contort yourself and change your personality just to be liked by people, that's not a good scenario.
And you know what? Sometimes the people who are trying to make you do something haven't experienced it themselves.
Sometimes it'll just be made up.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to sound cool to their friends. Some people will talk about doing drugs or smoking, drinking, and they've not. It isn't a race, is it? You don't have to sort of compete to do all these things.
There may be some things out there that you one day do want to try, but you need to make sure you're doing it when you're ready.
It's doing things for yourself rather than for other people. Like I realise saying that, it's like, oh, it's easy, just be yourself, just be confident. It's hard. But I think at least thinking about that and being aware of it.
What would you say to someone who, they know they don't want to do something, they've made that decision, but they just find it very hard to say no, they don't have that confidence?
It's important to be able to form your own opinions and to stand your own ground because unfortunately, there will be people who will take advantage of you.
And a lot of that, the standing your own ground, is about being assertive.
I kind of used to associate being assertive with like pointing your finger and getting angry, but that's not actually what assertiveness is. It's about having strong resolve and being confident in yourself.
So what can we do to become more assertive?
Do you know what really helps actually? Practicing what you want to say first. So just going over it in your head so you've got it all clear. If I'm about to make a complaint about something, I've written down bullet points beforehand just so that I know I can articulate myself clearly.
Talk calmly, be polite about it.
Keep eye contact, don't raise your voice, try and get all of your points across.
And don't apologise.
Don't apologise, no.
Because you're just stating how you feel, even if afterwards your friend seems disappointed.
And remember that if you feel strongly about something, there's a reason for that. As long as you can explain that, then any good friend would understand.
If peer pressure persists, remember you should always talk to a trusted adult. That could be a teacher, a parent or carer, or you could always talk to a Childline counsellor. And there's more information on the Childline website about peer pressure. Thanks, Jimmy, for coming in.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.